Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. Welcome back, everybody. So let's talk about the market. What happened last week? Well, we have the CPI on Wednesday, and we saw the market going down early in the morning and then completely reversed. Even with that bad CPI report, things went higher. Within one day, SPY ETF went up like 20 bucks. The next day, which was Thursday, that thing was up like 20. And if you look at it, I mean, with just blink of an eye, SPY is trading near all-time highs or might be even hitting all-time highs going into next week. Is this actually a healthy move? Well, I don't know. You guys tell me. It took more than 2 weeks to go down, and it took about a day, 24 hours, I would say, true trading sessions. And everything just reversed and came back up to all-time highs. Now, Dow Jones went up 0.72% on Friday. We got Nasdaq going up 0.65%, S&P going up 0.54%, and look at right here, Russell up 2.47%, even with that bad CPI. And also, we got the PPI that was also bad. And especially if you look at shelter, that was really bad, and the market just pumped even higher. So, is that something that we're not seeing? Something is behind for this big move. Somebody wants to get out. Some smart money, big money wants to get out of this market, and they're pumping it like there is no tomorrow. Well, we'll find out very soon, and I'm going to talk about it in this video. And here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500, and pretty much everything in the green. On top, leading the way, utilities, communication services, basic materials, industrials, real estate, consumer defensive, technology, consumer cyclical, financial, and then energy, healthcare lagging behind, even though they're green on the day. Now, week to date performance right here, you can see is a risk on move. I mean, look at technology right here, up over 7%. Consumer cyclical, especially with Amazon and Tesla, up over 5%. Basic materials also going up. Communication services, and then look at this right here, energy and financial lagging behind, even consumer defensive and healthcare. Yes, these are green, but you can see these are on bottom. And what we got here on stock market map, we got unstoppable things that are happening in the market, like consumer defensive, Walmart and Costco and PG and KO. These things are like monsters, going up and hitting brand new all-time highs, especially Walmart. Amazon flat, Tesla flat, Meta flat. Google, you will see that play that I'm actually in, up 1.82%. Apple flat, Microsoft going up 0.84%. Adobe with earnings down 8.5%. We got Nvidia flat. We got JPM going down. Wells Fargo going up over 2%. And of course, regional banks, some of them are up on the day. And then we got names like UNH also going up 1%. MRK and JNJ, these are up. Eli Lilly down 1.21%. Energy sector, XOM flat. Chevron going up 1%, and pretty much still staying in the green. And I just want to quickly show you guys, and I'm not even talking about these building permits and all that data, but I think this is the big one that market is waiting for, FOMC on Wednesday. And I think you're going to see a big move here in this market, especially this week. For the first time, rate cuts are happening, 0.25%. So if that happens on Wednesday, we will see how the market reacts. It looks like it's bullish. So nowadays, I mean, rate hiking was bullish, even rate cuts are bullish. So what's there that's actually not bullish, right? Everything is bullish until something breaks, something happens, and we just got to be really careful. So, when, like people like us, we make videos for people on YouTube and people that are watching, not knowing, what's coming next. When they see a thumbnail like, oh, he's so bearish, market is crashing, they're not even watching the whole video. They never actually got whole point of this video, and they just make up their mind like, oh, this guy is bearish. If somebody's saying, oh, all-time highs, well, this guy is extremely bullish. No, you have to hear what those people are saying, or what I'm saying here in this video, that we need price action to prove that if we're going down in a big way. And that is daily 200 SMA, which is rising, and we're not there yet. That does not mean that we cannot go down. And especially if you look at this yield curve, what happens every time right here when this thing uninverts? Market comes down. Even on this mini crisis, COVID crisis right here, this thing went back up. It was actually coming down. And then what happened, guys? Market took a massive dump up 2008, 2002, 1990, 1982, 1980. So all these times, does that mean it will happen next week? I don't know. But always, these are longer time frame, takes years, months. So if the market is going up, and hitting a brand new all-time high does not mean that if there is a crisis that we cannot see and Jay Powell can see it, and that is why he's cutting the rates, it can come later on. So you got to be really careful going long here in this market and trading, especially at all-time highs. On Dow Jones is up 0.72%. So we actually gapped up on Friday here on Dow Jones and never came back to close this gap down here at 412. Things were pushing higher and pretty much, only pennies away from hitting all-time highs right here. 416.55, we got up to 416.31 and trading at almost 415. So what's next right here? Well, if you look at my screen, and when actually we got that pullback on Wednesday, it was hitting lower Bollinger Band right here. We actually went under the band, and then we got this hammer candle. We came right back up to all-time highs, just like S&P, right? Now, what do you see here on my screen? Well, you can see it's touching the upper Bollinger Band. There is not much room to, actually go higher from here. And this Bollinger Band not going any higher at this point. So next week, especially before that FOMC, I think you're going to see a lot of chop. It's going to be really hard to trade until Wednesday FOMC. So it's going to be really difficult to see, what the market is doing next week. And I think we're just going to go back and forth, just like what we saw on Friday. Even though, yes, things were green, they went higher, but it was taking all day slow grind. And then suddenly we saw SPY actually breaking out and pretty much going up to previous all-time highs and closing at near all-time highs. So you got to be really cautious going into next week. Now we got this gap. Will have a resistance here on DIA right here at 416.55. If we can clear that, then watch out for a move up to possibly 420. Now it will take time, and if that happens quickly, especially with rate cuts, well, I think it will give up some of those gains very quickly. It'll come back down and close this gap at 412. Now, another scenario here on DIA, we see some sort of a gap down or a pullback next week on Monday, and it comes down here, closes this gap at 412. This needs to hold. Below that, we do have support at 410. Otherwise, if this thing gives up 410, we're going straight down all the way down to 404.55, 50 SMA, and this lower Bollinger Band. And under that, you will see a lot more selling. So you got to be really careful trading in this environment where we saw, DIA coming down to 400. And now, this is insane. Within 2 days, went back up to all-time highs. It takes months, years. And nowadays, are we actually trading a penny stock, or this is actually a big ETF? You guys can comment on that one. It's just insane how quickly things actually reversed, and not to mention hitting almost all-time highs. It's just insane, guys. And here's my X account. And if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X is totally free. And sometimes I even throw out free trade ideas right here on X, like this one right here that I actually got in. And if you got in, this was money making opportunity right here on Google Play. And you can see Google actually came down that day when I called it out before opening that I'll be getting those calls right at opening. And this thing 150 calls, now trading at what, 158, 159. So all these trade ideas are available on Patreon. And when I say Patreon, guys, I mean serious people. If you're really serious about trading and you want to learn and you want to get better at it, or at least you want to support the channel, then definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And you can see this play right here. I said it right here on my X account that Google here, Google time to load up, very oversold. And you can see from these conditions, we actually get a big bounce, and Google definitely got a big bounce up by 8-9 bucks from my entry, and could be going up even more. So check out their link down below in the description for Patreon, guys, if you're interested. On SPY ETF, it's up 0.52%. So we gapped up on Friday from 559.40, never came back to fill this gap, and went high as 563 and now trading at 562. So you can see we're back inside this trading range, this chop box. It was trading here for 2 weeks, and then we saw that breakdown, and we came right back up to all-time highs again. So I would like to see a break over 565. Only if that happens, we can stay over that. Then watch out for a move up to 568 to even 570. But you can see Bollinger Band here on top, not going up anymore. So I don't see too much of an upside right here, even if we actually go up to a brand new all-time high. Now on a pullback, it needs to hold right here. 559 to 560, gap fill right here from Friday. It needs to hold. If not, we're coming right back down to 555, bottom of this box right here, or this channel, and the 20-day moving average, and that's going to be a strong support to watch on a pullback. 555 gives up, then watch out for a drop down to 50 SMA, 550, and then 543. You'll line the sand, especially, you don't want to see SPY actually breaking down below this candle right here, which is at 539. If that happens, immediately you're going to see this gap getting filled at 535.73. On IWM, it's up 2.47%, so massive rally ahead of the FOMC, and you can see how we do things here in this market. Downside gap, nobody cares. Upside, well, you can see. You can see all these moving averages right here. Red line, white line, and this orange line, 20, 50, and 13-day moving average right here. We cannot break these moving averages right here during trading sessions, right? So we gapped over it from 212.78 and went up to almost 217.25, and now trading at near 217. So here on IWM, we're definitely over 216. So that's going to be a support level to watch. And if this thing can stay over 216, the next stop here, 220, 222.57, and then 225. Now we come back, especially down here, there will be strong support below 216. That's going to be near, I would say, 213 to 214 here. Gap fill reversal right here. If that cannot hold, you will see a flush down to 211, and this is going to be a critical support, especially if you look at it right here, how many times you got rejection right here. And if that's taken out right here on IWM, 210.82 to be exact, I was just rounding things up to 11. Below that, you'll see a dump off all the way down to 205.98 on IWM. On triple Q, it's up 0.45%, so we're actually getting stalled out right here on Qs. You can see this downtrend is still intact. We did not get that breakout, and that breakout will happen over 478. It's still there. We have a gap and unfinished business on top, but look at the way we came right back up. From these lows, things exploded, guys. From, where was it? 449, 448, now trading at 476 within just 2-3 days. Now, this is going to be a key level to watch on Qs right here. Over 476 and possibly over 478. I would like to see it over 478. If that happens, we come back and retest. This is going to be an entry right here to play this up to this gap, 493. So that is your next upside target. If we can get that breakout over, I would say 476 to 478 right here over this trend line. Now, we cannot get that breakout. This is actually a lower high, and from this lower high, we might come right back down to this critical support right here. That's going to be 468. Below that, 465. These two moving averages, and then 460. Under 460, you will see Qs coming down to 449. And then from there, can go much, much lower. At some point, maybe even take out this low down here, which is at what? 422. So this trend line, this down trend line has to break next week. If not, we're coming right back down here on Qs. If we get that breakout, then you can play this up to this gap, 493, easily on a retest of this breakout right here. which is going to be around 476. On VIX is getting absolutely crushed on Friday, again down almost 3%. And you can see we're actually breaking down from this bull flag pattern. And now the next critical support will be down here at 15. Unless we get that breakout over 18 bucks going into next week, then you're going to see a move on VIX back up to 20 and possibly over that much higher. But as of right now, things are looking good because this thing is breaking down. And especially this $15 level, that is a big support here on VIX. Soon as that gives up, you'll see a dump off down to this consolidation zone right here, which is near 13 bucks. And I don't think if that happens, market coming down anytime soon. So yes, I mean, expect the unexpected next week, especially with the rate cuts happening for the first time, and we will see how the market reacts to that. So thank you and good luck to everyone trading next week, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated.